Well, as mentioned, Senegal with a 100% unpunctured record. Only Mali have gone with a 100% record into the knockout phase, but of course, Eagles with one less game to play, given the expulsion of South Sudan. Senegal with two 3-0 wins over Algeria and Somalia after the slender 1-0 win over Congo. Amara Diouf has certainly been the star man, and at the moment is joint top scorer with Moslem Anatouf of Algeria. While South Africa sneaked through on better goal difference, in fact goals scored, as the two of the best third place teams just pipping Cameroon due to the fact that they lost in a higher scoring game against Nigeria. They had led 2-1 at the break. The 2 goals turned it around for the Super Eagles. And instead, Amajimbos had to wait nervously to see the match between Burkina Faso and Cameroon, knowing a draw, amazingly, would have put them out. Burkina Faso equalised against Indomitable Lions, but then scored a quick-fire second, and that snuck South Africa through to the knockout phase. So both these sides returning to the competition. This is the 4th appearance for South Africa. Their best, as mentioned, in 2015, beaten finalists. Previously, finishing 4th in 2005 after losing a playoff with Côte d'Ivoire. For Senegal, they've never been out of the group stages before.
See, I was pissed at you. I was mad too. Now here's what I'm gonna do. I know I did to love has been paid. I paid that bill.
At TotalEnergies, we go the extra mile for you.
Title. Can South Africa deny them a step further forward to the under-17 crown? We'll wait and see, but first the national anthems of the two nations.
And now the national anthem of South Africa.
South Africa. Sounds the call to come together, and united we shall stand. Let us learn and strive for freedom in South Africa, our land.
Terrific renditions of the national anthems as Senegal return to their strongest side. Sernia Fallou Diouf, who had been on a yellow card, returning after being rested in place of Guy Felix Lima. The captain back at the central of defence, not on the left, alongside Mamadou Diallo. And it's a start again for number 7, Yaya Diémé, who in fact came off the bench though to score a penalty in the 3-0 win over Somalia. So just those 2 changes for the coach. Saliou Sernia Dia has generally stuck with a winning formula and led by Omar Sall up top, but Amara Diouf has certainly taken the headlines, joint top scorer in the competition with 3 goals. Well, Duncan Crowley will be looking for his young South African side to try and outmuscle this highly impressive Senegalese setup. The refereeing team led by Gabon whistler Patrice Mebiame. So swap of the flags between the captains. As mentioned already, Amara Diouf, but South African captain Benjamin Wallace of Supersport United. Getting ready for photograph before the action gets underway in the first quarter-final of this Under-17 Africa Cup of Nations. VAR keeping a watchful eye on the proceedings. Well, Duncan Crowley makes a couple of changes on the side that may have lost to Nigeria, but did enough scoring to squeeze through. Gennaro Johnson again in goals. There's a return for Keetu Metse Lesia at right back, having been replaced after the loss against Morocco by Josa Maniama. And that's also the case for Sholani Shaka in midfield after being replaced by Xavier Jodamus. He also returns. Gabriel Amato will be expecting to keep things ticking. Certainly Mamelodi Sundowns starlet Sia Mabena will want to continue to impress, but it's Vicky Kawana who has netted 3 times so far in the competition. So 4 players on 3 goals apiece. 2 of them out on the field as Senegal and South Africa get underway. Moslem Anatouf of Algeria will get his chance. Well, Zambia's Mwanza already on his way home. Early touch for Michael Dokunmu. Senegal looked to build from the back. Serine Falloujuf had picked up a booking against Algeria, wasn't risked on match day 3 against Somalia, understandably. It is now reinstated after debutant in the competition. As well, Afat TS defender Guy Felix Lima taking his seat back on the bench. Abdou Salam Konate offered a short option, but there's a wonderful searching ball towards Amara Diouf. South Africa certainly the underdogs coming to this. Amajimbos just managing to make it through to the quarterfinals. They did manage victory against Zambia to make sure they finished third. Serendia looks on from the sidelines. The ex-international, having worked locally with clubs like AS Douanes, as well as the under-23 squad, even leading Senegal to a 2015 African Games football title in Brazzaville. And they look in a strong position to fight it out for a first under-17 championship. South Africa, as well as others, benefiting from the expansion of this tournament. First time 12-team competition, even if South Sudan very quickly made it just the 11 teams. As Wallace fails to keep possession for Duncan Crowe's side, the 59-year-old former Cape Town Santos striker and coach there as well. 13 years a one-man club as a player. One cap for himself in his playing days. Now an opportunity to achieve something nationally as a coach. There's also the big prize at the end of this match for the winner. Of course, it will be an advancement to the semi-finals, but the final 4 will all reach the FIFA World Cup. So plenty at stake. And just the competition at large. Senegal finding space on the flank. Lassana Traore gets the ball out of his feet quickly. Wallace, though, gets his head to it. Header by Komolemo Kekana. South Africa try and build first meaningful attack. Really forced back and looking to keep some possession rather than be overly adventurous. Wallace with a lovely midfield splitting ball. Lesea back in alongside Tshaka, having played against Morocco and then being on the bench for the other 2 group stage games. Looking for a way out. The Senegal pick up, attacking through Mamadou Sadio. Out to Diame. The Diambars FC Desali winger netting from the penalty spot as a substitute against Somalia, and once again showing his trickery. Has been an impressive performer for the Senegalese side. Omar Sal showing his appreciation as South Africa managed to finally stop him in his tracks. Already problem. Tyler Cicero, left fullback, feeling the effects. And then going down. Looks like ice on the side of his face. Even concern in the stadium. South Africa still trying to concentrate on the job at hand, even if there won't be any corner kick taken for a while. Well, that was the moment he'd lost Diemi. Wasn't much in that. So that is almost more concerning. Certainly ice on the head, so South Africa down to 10 at the minute. 36 goals scored over 15 matches, an average of 2.4 so far. Little drop of the shoulder, just tried to poke it across, did Diemi. South Africa look for a way out. Stepping across, Abdou Aziz, the anchor in midfield. So as mentioned, 4 places available for African teams to qualify for the Under-17 World Cup. Last held in Brazil in 2019. Usually held every 2 years, biannually. Obviously COVID couldn't stop that, but exciting times. Nigeria, of course, 5-time winners at Under-17 level, the world crown. Ghana twice in the 90s. Chance for these sides to reach that lofty world stage. Senegal, amazingly, despite having never got out of the group stage, have played at the FIFA World Cup Under-17s. That was due to a belated disqualification of Congo. And amazingly, despite having never got out of the group stages during the Under-17 AFCON, they have managed it at the World Cup. Here goes Amara Diouf, stopped in his tracks. Come crashing down, the young star. Still plying his trade as Generation Foot, which has got such a wonderful conveyor belt of talent that's come out of the club. And strong links with Metz in the west of France, the east of France, I should say. Free kick from Lassana Traoré. Lifts the ball in. The header lifts up. It's easily taken by Gennaro Johnson. 5 goals conceded in the group stages. But it was their 5 goals scored eventually helped them through, particularly the 2 against Nigeria. So they have shown they can have an eye for a goal. Ball switched out to Lesia, but he's just got caught on his toes, and then run out wastefully by Amara Diouf. Great work from Dokunmo. Gumu looking for some support, clips it in. South Africa only getting a foothold in the Senegalese half. Asea gets it back, the fullback, drives it in low. Cleared away, but South Africa try to keep on the front foot. Cicero, thankfully, okay to continue. Wonderful ball for Dokunmu. He was able to catch up with it, but only to lift it up before it is indeed ruled to have gone out of play. Duncan Crowley says it was a great opportunity to play against the top countries on the continent. They're certainly up against one of the best in Senegal. The young Teranga Cubs, dominant in the group stage. Really dispatched of hosts Algeria in clinical fashion. Certainly, the young Desert Foxes are no mugs. So 2019, Senegal finished third in their group, but went on to reach the round of 16 in 2019 in Brazil, losing out narrowly to Spain. A little shove there from Vicky Kawana. Eventually it has gone against South African forward, as he and Konate are left sprawled on the floor. A little bit of a lunge towards the ball. The coming together didn't really suit either player. Twice now, we had a player down. We certainly don't want to lose Kaiser Chiefs. Kawana has mentioned 3 goals to match the output of Amara Diouf. A double to go 2-0 up against Zambia, although Mwanza with an incredible 3-minute double before Dokunmu got the late winner. Kawana then with another early start against Nigeria. Mabena put them 2-1 up before Eke Abdu Ali won it for the Nigerians. Amara Diouf taking it on the chest away from Lasia. Now going to the byline, he'll win a corner. Wonderful anticipation of where the ball was going to drop. Ball too low and easily cleared.
No foul, no foul, no foul, no foul.
Scream of no fouls, but actually there was a bit of a slip and a fall, if not a foul. Sana Traore. Ball moves on to Amara Diouf, keeps it in. Now twisting and turning, teasing. Likes to go with Abu Aziz. Konate. Amara Diouf again, bringing golden shirts towards him, but Amajimbos able to box him in. In the air again, this time does get the flick on, and Sal gets there first. They couldn't find a finish. It was going to have to be a quick 1-2 knockout blow, but Johnson getting gloves to it. Fine defending from Fallo Diouf. And linking with Ibrahim Diallo, but couldn't keep it in. Well, had a break due to that yellow card. The bookings white for the knockout phase. Better play from South Africa, but that's a really good challenge. Back up onto his foot to try and release Omar Sal. Wallace getting a boot in there first. Sana Traore again an option on the left flank. Konate goes right. Diallo back to the midfielder. Amadou Diallo to Konate. Sized it up there. Does get an applause, but there was no threat to goal. Certainly telegraphed the assault was coming. Well, the cries of quickly are certainly falling on deaf ears. Wallace again in his head to the ball. Cicero makes it a foot race. And Mabena is able to win. Shows too much of it though to Serine Fallo Diouf. Foot through it from Lesia. Under pressure. Solani Chaka. Gabriel Amato fighting back. Hasn't really been able to get on the ball. No great rush at the start of the match. Senegal certainly taking their time. Ball lifted over, but Cicero, quick glance over the shoulder, able to let it go out. Konate. Gets the byline. The header. Seeing it just wide. Brilliant ball down the line. A great pick out Amara Diouf looked to be onto it. Lacia just doing enough to put him off and concede the corner. The captain goes over, just being denied the chance. Now looking to create. But now the break on. Not much support. He's going to have to do it alone, Mabena. Oh, little nutmeg. And he'll get the free kick. That is a great result. They started defending a corner. And now a free kick, if from long range, inside the Senegalese half. Gabriel Mato over this, sharing his name with former footballer and Argentine. Made a name for himself at Glasgow Rangers, certainly. The young South African version swings it in. Will be a corner. A little misunderstanding there. Serine Diouf getting his gloves to it. A little clatter for Konate. Ball launched in. Headed away, and Senegal will look to break themselves. Great ball. But that's superb defending from Cicero. But the ball has stayed in. Picked up by Mamadou Sadio. Step overs aplenty. Not best pleased. Ibrahim Diallo wanted the ball on the overlap. Finds Dieme, pops up on this left-hand flank, swings it in, headed away, only as far as Amara Diouf. Looks to have switched flanks and almost profited immediately. Dieme's cross deflected behind for another corner. Well, there was a faint call from the Senegalese captain for handball. I think the hand's close enough to the body of Cicero. In fact, probably just came off his hip. Either way, a corner. Referee with his eyes on the battle of the fours. Serine Diouf up against South African captain Benjamin Wallace. Ball swung in, but goes behind without any trouble. A brewing. Abdou Aziz made a late burst. Found his way, but couldn't anticipate. It'll be a tough one to try and turn on target. Sadio leaves it to Konate. Crunching challenge, but it's fallen kindly. South Africa don't get the decision. Dieme tries to get to the byline, blocked off by Lacia. He wants a free kick. Not going to get it. This one not penalised. Cleanly winning it with his derrière. AFCONU just getting a bit of treatment on the sidelines. South Africa looking for movement in behind. It's some ball angled down the line, but there was not much space for AFCONU to make much of it. Well, you can see the lineswoman just telling Masana Traore to calm down a little. It was just the physical nature of forcing AFCONU off the field. Long searching ball. Fullbacks for South Africa have stood up well so far against multiple dangers. Ball launched high and over. Not the first wasteful effort from distance. Mamadou Diallo joining Konate in that endeavour. Gennaro Johnson of Cape Town Spurs. Inches it just over the halfway line. Goes kindly for Kakana. Twisting and turning to Xhaka. Loses it to Omar Sal. On the turn, twisting and turning. Gabriel Mato challenging back. Successfully. Ibrahim Diallo. Strong challenge. That throw suspect at best. Real throw down. The ball there to be won. The one illegally. Abdou Aziz thought the ball was there to be had. Referee had other ideas. Good play, but pushing South Africa back. Lovely first ball from Gabriel Mato. Linking with AFCONU. Misses out the midfielder. Just gives it away. Let's see it. Vicky Kawana seems to have recovered okay from earlier knock. Amara Diouf. Ball just sticking to him and running for him. In the end, not sure if they gave handball against Amara Diouf, but either way, it certainly wasn't a decision that was going in his way. A huge scream there. Cyrine Fallow-Diouf clashing again with Vicky Kawana. Kawana already back to his feet. He was just caught on the ankle. He actually kicks the back of Kawana's boot. First time ball, but Diemi can only find Johnson. Tries to spread it, goes direct to Dokunmu, which allows Lasia to get forward, and he's been picked out here, but didn't look like he really believed he was going to get there ahead of Diemi. Maybe understanding he had a long way to get back if he lost out. Oh, whipped in. Lucia doing enough to win the corner, but now South Africa trying to get bodies back. It's a clever ball, just enough angle to give Marcel a chance, uses his physique. Now Amara Diouf, South Africa getting bodies back. Gabriel Amato sneaking in. Senegal passing the half-hour mark, and yet find a way through. Another long-range effort, but Johnson with a long time to size it up. Well, it took Senegal a long time to break the resistance of Congo. Serine Fallou Diouf, in the end, the match winner. Otherwise, it was a quick start against Somalia. Just 8 minutes in, an own goal. Well, Diouf added another around this time, the match. That late penalty round off the scoring. It was just in first half stoppage time when they broke the deadlock against Algeria for a penalty in a Savani off the bench tap in from Amara Diouf's work. Earned another 3-0 win. Dokunmu, well, just couldn't go through that last challenge, but it's still picked up. Lasia swings it in, it's going to come to the edge of the area. Flicked from Kawana. Swung in, free header. Well, Lassana Traore maybe just did enough to take Michael Dokunmu's eye off this, because he's headed down and wide. A very inviting position. Mabena with a wonderful ball in. Not a gilt-edged chance, but certainly number 9 might have done better. Nothing for him to crow about just yet. South Africa look to cause a shock. Traore demanding it. Down the line for Amara Diouf, now back on this left flank. Not given up by Diemi, and it's the opening goal. There was no danger But Waylon Laneke swung a boot at it, and it's another own goal that's opened the scoring for Senegal. Just as Mohamed put through his own net, when Senegal met Somalia, Diame just put it into a dangerous area. And without knowing what was behind him, Laneke has put a boot on it and sliced it into the back of his own net. A horror moment for the Norwich City defender. And painful for Duncan, Crowley and co. Senegal celebrate, and their small band of supporters are once again enjoying themselves. An 8th goal of the competition. And now South Africa must do what no other side has done, and that's to score past Serene Diouf if they're to give themselves any hope of overturning this Senegal lead. The young Teranga Cubs given a helping hand. Wallace asks why. So one for Omar Sal. Got there first, and then the boot catching the number 9. And here's a yellow card in the end for the South African skipper. Well, it's gone from bad to dangerous. Could yet get worse. Diouf over the ball. Amadou Diallo, one of those to head into the area. And to Aziz. Not sure if he was questioning the wall. Certainly Senegal with Lassana Traore, one of those prowling on the edge of the area. Maybe Amara Diouf's got something special planned. Swings it into a great area, and in the blink of an eye, it has gone worse for South Africa. Senegal 2-0 up, and the Amajimbos have an absolute mountain to climb. Dummy there, it fell kindly for Abdou Aziz, and the midfielder has just tucked it away and possibly put away South Africa's hopes of the semi-finals. In fact, it's another own goal. Wallace looks to have got the final touch. And that is both centre-backs scoring own goals in a matter of minutes. I'm not sure often that's ever happened. Now, the only thing that could save South Africa here is if VAR spots offside. There was the potential that when the initial ball was delivered, there was an early move forward by the defenders. So it could be offside from the initial delivery. And Wallace and South Africa are desperate for that to be the case. Otherwise, it would be quite incredible for two centre-backs to score own goals minutes apart. Well, they must be drawing some pretty intricate lines. Duncan Crowley calling for a reaction, whether 1 or 2-0. Wallace, the captain, and the rest of the Amajimbos wait on this agonizing wait. And of course, the most important thing is getting the right decision. Well, earlier today, South African Premier League side Marumo Gallants lost 2-0 at Tanzanian champions Young Africans in the first leg of the Confederation Cup quarter-finals. Second leg next week, held in South Africa. They lost 2-0. Avarchek did deny their goal, which was the correct decision, and this confirmation sees South Africa 2-0 down thanks to 2 own goals from each of their central defender, including their captain, just 3 minutes apart. Unbelievable, and yet a stark reality for the young Amajimbos. While the young Taranga Cubs, while creating the pressure, have now seen 3 of their 9 goals this tournament come from own goals. It did look like an odd finish in the sense of how it came off the boot of Abdou Aziz. And then we got the better look at it. And clearly Benjamin Wallace got there first. Crowley desperate for a reaction, and this actually comes just after the best sequence of play for South Africa. They're creating some opportunities, but now they've got their backs against the wall. Amara Diouf twisting and turning, up against 2, but still finds some space. Drives it across, Ibrahim Jallo helping out, back to the number 10. Trying to fashion a shooting opportunity, instead swings it out to the fullback. Gets to the byline, clips it across. Kept alive. And that is 3 and lights out. Mamadou Sadio. His second name, the first of the biggest star in Senegalese football, Sadio Mane. And it was the Bayern Munich striker's penalty that has started off this golden age of Senegalese football. And after a senior AFCON triumph, followed by a 7th Senegalese beach AFCON title, the Chan won here on this pitch back in February, and the under-20s lifting the title to become African champions for the first time. It looks like another first could be on the way. The thing that is certain, Senegal are on their way to the semi-finals and a place at the FIFA World Cup. No wonder they delight in the Algerian sun. It is an absolute disaster for South Africa. In just 8 first-half minutes, Duncan Crowley saying, let's play, but it is a crushing blow. And Mamadou Sadio with a beautifully angled drive has Senegal 3 up. And they don't look like a side they're going to sit back. There's just a physique mismatch as well as skill and game management. South Africa, their best little spell before corner kicks, but they didn't really make Serine Diouf make a meaningful save, and then it's just fallen apart. Salou Serine Dia said before the tournament he wanted to remind the squad that they're African champions, Chan champions. Both of those were firsts in the country's history. The Under-20 Africa Cup of Nations, another first. And here in May in Algeria, can they add the Under-17 crown? They certainly look absolutely stood on for the semi-finals and a place at the FIFA World Cup. Unless there would be the almighty collapse. We've obviously seen it. Memories of Istanbul. Obviously always give AC Milan shivers as they prepare to take on city rivals Inter tonight in the European Champions League. Not sure South Africa necessarily have a Steven Gerrard to kickstart something. They'll hope otherwise, but this was certainly how the match could have gone in terms of how the tournament has progressed thus far. South Africa sneaking through out of the group stage, only beating Zambia, gathering 0 points against Morocco and Nigeria. And now 3-0 down to Senegal. Well, first Reneke, then Benjamin Wallace put through their own net. As we see Omar Sal fouled by Tashaka. And then Mamadou Sadio with an angle drive put Diaz men in full control. Mamadou Sadio, his first goal of the tournament, and he's sniffing around this free kick. Although Amara Diouf there as well. Depends what they want, in swinger, out swinger. Or is someone going to try and produce something spectacular? Well, it's none of the above. Edging towards the end of a dramatic half. Senegal in cruise control. Ibrahim Diallo, time to lay it back to his goalkeeper. Well, a tough half for Croy, a painful half for South Africa, a disaster for captain Benjamin Wallace, his defensive partner Waylon Reneke, but it's utter delight for Senegal. They put the pressure on that forced the mistakes, and they've reaped the benefits. And after 2 own goals, the second of which verified eventually by VAR, Mamadou Sadio smashing in a minute before the 45.
See, I was pissed at you. I was mad too. Now here's what I'm gonna do. I know I did to love has been paid. I paid that bill.
At TotalEnergies, we go the extra mile for you.
See, I was pissed at you. I was mad too. Now here's what I'm gonna do. I know I did to love has been paid. I paid that bill.
At TotalEnergies, we go the extra mile for you.
Excuse-moi, maître. Oui. C'est trompé le numéro.
Well, welcome back ahead of the second half. Senegal in a dominant position, 3-0 at half-time break after an incredible 8 minutes. 4 winners from the quarterfinals won't only find themselves in the last 4, they'll also qualify for the Under-17 FIFA World Cup. Chance to take part in the biennial competition, its 19th edition. Although an early change to speak of, Yaya Diemi heading off for Ibrahima Sori Sow. But it's the South Africans who need to make sure they don't feel sorry for themselves. Ama Jimbos causing their own woes. Reneke and Captain Wallace both putting into their own nets. And then fine strike from Mamadou Sadio has put Duncan Crowey's men, young boys really, on the cusp of elimination. A cry of let's go. Ama Jimbos are going to have to produce something unforgettable if they're to turn around this situation. The 2023 FIFA Under-17 World Cup will be held November, December, the end of this year. Return after a 4-year hiatus due to the COVID-19 pandemic, which forced the cancellation of the 2021 edition. Brazil, defending champions, having won their 4th title in 2019 when Senegal made their debut on the world stage, reaching the round of 16. That despite not ever previously escaping the group stage of the Under-17 AFCON, but given the belated expulsion of Congo, the young Tarenga Cubs certainly took full advantage, and now a chance for a return. It's supposed to be hosted in Peru, but they've since withdrawn as hosts over infrastructural defects. FIFA yet to announce the new hosts. Senegal will want to make sure they don't let their minds wander too far ahead. Maybe 3-0 up, but they don't want to give any hope to the South African youngsters. Mamadou Sadio, whose fine finish made it 3-0 just before the break. Ibrahim Diallo, deep cross. Gets his head to it, but Amara Diouf can only put it behind. Johnson making sure he got his boot to the ball. Thankful to find a golden shirt. Jallo stumbling out of trouble. Lovely touch from Omar Sal. Just running out of leg room. Well, it's back to Johnson on his less favoured left foot. Poor communication allows Senegal to pick up again. Cry of Bianjoué. Certainly Senegal are playing well, if not necessarily having to play at their maximum. Chance to deliver. Tried to find defeat of his captain. Traoré pushing hard. All the way back to an underemployed Serine Diouf. Tried to take it on the bounce. Ibrahim Jallo. Three times previously, South Africa have been here, fourth in 2005. Outside the group stages 2 years later. And then their best performance in Niger, losing to Mali in the final. They've reached the knockout stage for the third time in 4 appearances. They're missing the last 2 editions, but they're being cut to pieces here. Amara Diouf did look for the run of Omar Sal. South Africa defending for their lives. Captain goes down in a heap. But nothing given by the referee. South Africa looked for something to get their teeth into. Mabena. Switch of play by Kekana. Kunmu gets the nutmeg, but not really any prize. Certainly not the ball. Aneke. Oh, it's a brilliant ball for Mabena. He was asking a lot. Vicky Kawana. And in fact, the flag has gone up. It was a terrific ball to release Mabena. Not sure exactly where the offside was. I think VAR would have placed him onside. Not something that matters now. Had the ball ended up in the net, that would have been checked more closely. Serine Diouf to Mamadou Jallo. Swung in for Omar Sal, but wastefully wide. Could only really cushion the ball rather than into the back of the net. It's a wonderful delivery. Not sure if he got stuck between a shot and a cross, or a pass, I should say. Shaka. That ball's put them in bother. Lassana Traoré keeps it going. Blocked by Wallace. Long, long throw back. Ended back at the goalkeeper. Marcel maybe coming from an offside position. No maybes about it. And just 3 first half minutes. Reneke putting through his own nets, then Wallace getting booked for a foul. Resulting free kick. Saw the Namajimbos captain poke into his own net. Of course, Amadou Sadio then from the edge of the area, finding the bottom corner of Gennaro Johnson's net. Marcel doing well to protect the ball. Senegal certainly don't look like a team that are going to sit back, but they've let their guard down. But that's brilliant covering, sniffing out the danger. In Jallo. Ball in behind. Omar Sal. They're not going to get there. Johnson. Sharp off his line. Ball back inside. Mabena. Was bounced off Gabriel Amato. That would be a free kick, but advantage played. Omar Sal. I think he's onside. Could be a tap in here. Oh, he took one touch too many. Instead, he still finds Amara Jaff. He's going to have to wait to see if that's his fourth of the tournament. It's going to be tight. Oh, I think he's on. Omar Sal, I thought he'd maybe taken a touch too many, but look at that, just poked out of boot at the last minute to find Amara Diouf for the easiest of tap-ins. So waiting forward. It doesn't seem to be in conversation. The ball looks far further out wide. We're still waiting, which assumes that VAR are in discussion. I think if VAR are looking at this, they're going to give the goal. And obviously, we've only seen it back the one time. A nervous wait. We've already had one before the goal, and it has been given. Omar Sal onside. And Amara Diouf doesn't look too upset about celebrating belatedly. It's all about getting the right decisions. And they've done so again. It's a fourth goal of the tournament. And he's out alone as the top scorer. Omar Sal, perfectly timed run. Looked like he'd overcooked this, but then just poked out a boot to find his captain. Lesea desperate to try and get there first. But there was Amara Diouf. And it is 4-0. Sadio Senedia and his entire bench out to celebrate. And Amara was expected to be the shining light for Senegal. And he is certainly turning out to be already a regular under-19 level with the famed Generation Foot Academy. His most famous son at the moment, Sadio Mane. He wears that number 10. It's very early in his career as we see Tyler Cicero go off. Tato Sabia replacing him. So a long way to go for such a young man, but he's already shown an awful lot of talent at this tournament. And Senegal don't look like stopping. Well, took on, though, far too ambitious effort. Blocked by Reneke. And this is going to be an awful long second half for South Africa. Well, there aren't going to be any extra times in any of the knockout phase He'll go directly to penalties. I don't think I have to stress too hard that there is little or no chance of penalties this evening. Obvious risk of the commentator's curse, but at the moment, at 58 minutes gone, South Africa struggle to get a goal, let alone 4. The bigger danger is keeping the score respectable. Rare touch for substitute Sao, as might be easy to forget. Headed off for Yaya Dieme at the half-time break. Here is Abu Aziz, who many thought had scored his first goal of the tournament. Looked to pick the pocket of Sabia, who's just come on. Ibrahima Sao came off the bench against Congo, but it's his first appearance since then. Sabia making his first appearance of this tournament, having sat it out the previous, and so the state of play seems a good time to give him his debut of the competition, but he's got absolutely sandwiched there. Well, there's an introduction to the under-17 AFCON. Mamadou Sadio. Only eyes for the ball, in fairness, but he's absolutely clattered the young man. Well, he's been on the pitch about a minute, and if he wasn't switched on, he's certainly knocked awake. There was another South African player down, but now back to his feet is Gabriel Amato. Prepares to deliver. Senegal have yet to concede a goal at this tournament. South Africa playing for pride. I think he's wanted to talk to the captains, maybe. He had Wallace with him. Maybe looking for Amara Diouf. That is the case. I think the mention is that VAR is around so that they don't need players to be in his ear. That's my assumption. I think it's almost a rugby style of talking via the captains. Gabriel Amato, decent enough delivery, but no pressure at the near post from any golden shirts. And every time Senegal break, there's a real concern. Free kick here, though. Again, Mamadou Sadio, who will go into the book. He'd already clattered Sabia. And late one there. Gabriel Amato right in front of the referee as well. You think Sadio? Clearly you're going to think Mane. At the moment it's the young man, along with Amara Diouf and the rest of the young Teranga Cubs, who are making a real name for themselves here in Algeria. It's a little bit of concern. Not for the first time. Serine Falloujuf feeling something. He got a knock earlier when he, in fact, kicked the back of Kawana's boot. Seems to be rubbing his chest. It doesn't look like he's in any rush to leave the action. Gabriel Amato again. Lifted in, but it's an easy take for Serine Diouf. Ball out, Amara Diouf in a foot race here with the substitute. How many knocks is this young man going to get? Sabia sticking to his task. So an option instead goes to Omar Sal, but corner kick. Well, he's led the line well. Won a penalty against Algeria. And he went round the goalkeeper and was brought down to earth. Well, Teshaka back in the first time since the Morocco defeat, but now to be replaced by Vincent Sithole. And no risks being taken with Mamadou Sadio as Pape Ndia heads on. Ndia, the man who set up their first goal of the tournament, took a whack in the head for his troubles that allowed Serine Fallou Diouf to score. That's Konate replaced by Pierre Dorival. Well, no wonder the changes being made. This match all but done. Chance to give some other players a bit of playing time. Ball swung in. Omar Sal under it, but it falls just out of the reach of Amara Diouf, but he's the chance to deliver instead. Goes to the byline, skips away somehow. Swings it in. It's a brilliant ball. A few misses. Drilled across. Wallace away. Gabriel Amato, fine footing. But then the ball out. There's no real exit strategy. Just a bit too much on that. You see Senegal 4 to the good. Well, into midfield by Kekana. As quickly as they have it, South Africa lose it. Amara Diouf drives into space. Oh, it's a shot come cross almost. Drifting in towards it. Ndia trying to make something of it. Wallace, ball out to Sabia. Kekana linking with Sithole. Lifted across. But Kawana just hasn't been able to get involved. Very isolated up top. Haven't been able to get Mabena or Dokunmu. Gabriel Amato now is pushed into a more advanced role. Senegal's aggression levels have almost gone up rather than down at 4-0. South Africa certainly have to continue. They're in a contest. Can they fashion themselves a goal? Onto the edge of the area, Mabena couldn't take it first time. The final effort over the top from Gomolemo Kekana. Sliced through it, nowhere near the goal. A rare time. They had numbers in and around the Senegalese box. The referee looking for another chin wag, it seems. Wallace and Amara Diouf making the same point. I think making clear again, I mean, it's the only way to interpret it, that he's suggesting VAR is in attendance. So there must be players saying things to the referee that we haven't seen, or complaints. Obviously, VAR is only going to deal with certain issues or situations. Anyway, back to the football. Senegal looking for that spectacular long ranger. Someone feels they're going to get it, because they've tried enough times. Amara Diouf this time with the wayward effort. Probing still. Launched the ball in, but it's over the head, and Ndia isn't going to get to that. Well, it's difficult for the substitutes. The team is absolutely flying, and that's why they're getting their chance, but opportunity still to try and impress Saliou Sirén Dia. Oncoming. Coming off Abdou Aziz, a real enforcer in there. Foul heading on. Foul had been in the first 11 for the it's the opening 2 match days. It's Congo, and then the win over Algeria. Since then has dropped to the bench. Looking to make an impression. King up. Now Ibrahim Diallo, inopportune slip, and it is a 5-star. Young Teranga Cubs showing. The Cubs have not yet whetted their appetite, and it's Amara Diouf again. Pain in the expressions of the Amajimbos. And there is a long way to go before this match is over. The slip, the worst possible time from Sabia. No pressure on Ibrahim Diallo, and coming in off the left flank, it's the young Teranga Cubs number 10, their captain, their leader, and he is in no doubt the leader of the Senegalese pack. A second goal today, a 5th of the tournament. Far and away the most potent attacker here in Algeria at the Under-17 Africa Cup of Nations. South Africa just want final whistle, but we've got just over 17 minutes left. Their biggest problem isn't really anything other than the fact that Senegal are not sitting back. In other situations, even youth teams might decide to play it about, keep it tight, but Syrian Dia's side just looks like they want more and more. It's only got better and better as the tournament's progressed. 1-0 against Congo, and then beat the host 3-0. An emphatic performance against Algeria. And then the same again against Somalia, and now they've put 5 past South Africa. The World Cup place is assured. Can they go on and lift this title for the first time in their history? Giving it away cheaply. Foul. India can't keep his shot down. Foul, not the only one asking why there wasn't a return pass. India looking a bit sheepish. South Africa just cannot keep possession. Well, Sawani is the one to come on and score the third. When Amara Diouf put it on a plate for him against Algeria. Omar Sal might not have a goal, but his play is exactly why he's the lead man up top. And it was his brilliant assist that brought Amara Diouf his first goal. And still 15 minutes remain. South Africa trying to maintain some pride. Gabriel Mato, the ball forward is just a combination of having something to do. There's no way that AFCONU is going to get anywhere near that. Well, the ball just squeezed wide. Foul, failing to hit the target. Well, Orefa Bright Malbello looking to bring a spark in place of Gabriel Amato. Which is the name of the player that the famous Cupid celebration. Certainly not much of that loving feeling for the South African youngsters on a painful early evening here in Algiers, as they trail by 5 goals to 0. Comes to Serene Diouf, who looks like continuing his unbeaten record. Ball swung in, bouncing around. Reneke, who started the scoring, clears out. The pressure remains. Lovely play. Ibrahim Jallo set up Amara Diouf's second down the line for So. It's flicked off. Comes to the edge of the area. Wallace blocks. South Africa defending for their lives. Wins out in the challenge there, Reneke. Breaks away here, India. It's a brilliant challenge from Reneke, but he can't keep the ball in. Slap of the ball in frustration. Now that sums it up for the Amajimbos. Ball swung in. The header, though, forced wide in the final 10 minutes. Savani unable to get his more of a full head on it to direct it goalwards. Senegal continue to probe. Sawani down the line. Likes to go to Sao. Now they finally look. They might have cooled their heels a little bit. Ibrahim Jallo. You can see a different vibe from certainly from the substitutes. They want to get in on the goal scoring act. India almost let the ball run. Into Sao. Controlling the match to perfection. South Africa just trying to plug gaps. I'm not sure it's a war cry. One of submission. But drifting in. Oh, it could have very well been in day for the sixth. Got in on the ball, but couldn't force an effort of any note. Bit of possession for South Africa. Just take the pressure off, but that loose touch from Kawana. Now Senegal to regain possession. Sevilla quickly into the feet of other substitutes. Sittle. Rare bit of space and time. Nice spin on the ball. Kunmu in a battle there with Lassana Traore, the fullback, winning out. Senegal look to come again. Big switch of play. Amara Diouf takes it down and just slight of foot. Just when he looks like he's surely going to be tackled, he manages to steal away. Sao trying to find captain. Cut out. Scream of out. They do manage to flick it away, but it will be a corner. Chance to deliver by Sao. Can Senegalese head get to the ball first? Oh, it wasn't. Oops, the head of Amara Diouf, who had it taken off him. So Wani wanting to go for the spectacular. South Africa just looking to see out the final 4 minutes plus any injury time. And Senegal look to reach their first ever under-17 AFCON semi-final. The first time they'll have earned themselves a place at the FIFA World Cup. Last time it came via the belated expulsion of Congo in 2019. This time they're taking it as intended on their own form. Free kick given a substitute, Dorival. Well, there's another break on here. Pushes Sawani a bit wide, drives about across. Well, it's just there ahead of Ndeye. Well, Amara Diouf, you'd expect to better given his standard set over this tournament. Just a little too much on the ball. And South Africa break through Sabia, finally stopped by Serine Falojuf. Well, this the biggest win of the tournament so far. Not quite near enough to the record under-17 AFCON scorelines. 8-0 twice, brought about by Mali against Seychelles and Nigeria against Eritrea in 2001 and 2007 respectively. There's only one side that's ever gone the whole tournament and lifted the title without conceding. That was the young Pharaohs, and they went all the way to lift the 1997 crown. The one and only time Egypt have lifted the title. Côte d'Ivoire and Burkina Faso, other one-time winners. Otherwise, the glory has been shared between Ghana, Nigeria, Mali, Cameroon, and the Gambia. But only two former winners remain going into the quarterfinal stage. Should revise that. 3 former winners, 2 former two-time winners. 2 of those former finalists, winners, will go head-to-head tomorrow when Nigeria, 2-time winners, take on 1-time winners Burkina Faso. 2-time champions Mali will take on Congo the same day. Later tonight, though, the other semi-final of 2 want-to-be winners. Not going to get much hotter than Morocco against Algeria, the hosts, against the ones who should have hosted in 2021, only for COVID-19 to see the competition cancelled as it's in behind. Well, it might have been a penalty. Referee not interested, but the play continues and it's past the post. Sorry, Sal. Wastefully wide. Got his bearings all wrong. Into stoppage time at the end of the 90. Well, I wonder if there is going to be a VAR assistance here. Why else would the referee be stopping play? And it is a penalty check. Well, I did wonder when the challenge was made. Well, finally, a let-off. Not a let-off in terms of it not being the right decision, but certainly South Africa have had 2 previous VAR waits that have ended in disappointment and pain. They've been saved further. And in fairness, there were no real complaints from Senegal. And I'll explain why it wasn't too long a check. Dorival, long searching ball, just can't reach it in time. But look at that, still 2 minutes into stoppage time, and the captain still willing to chase somewhat lost cause. So a North African derby tonight. Hosts Algeria taking on Morocco. But it's Senegal who will be the first into the hat for the semi-finals. They almost had a 6th goal. Just crept away. Wicked delivery this. Sawani trying to get something on it. Ball already going out before Ndé tried to get it to his captain. Stolen. Sawani Off Wallace, but it comes back to him. And Day! Oh, he's in the net. The ball isn't. Wicked ball across. He had to dive for it off the studs. And while the studs ended up in the goal, the ball trundled past the post. Fine touch. And South Africa hope to hear the final whistle soon. First time ball out, it's let bounce. It's an offside against Maubello. Well, it doesn't wait for the full 4 minutes because this match has been over for an awful long time. Serene Diouf may as well have laid out. He had so little to do. South Africa just came out against a Senegalese juggernaut led by Amara Diouf. 2 further goals for him. Sees the Senegalese captain lead the top scorers charts with 5 goals in total. But it all started with an incredible pair of defensive own goals from the Amajimbos central pairing. Wylan Reneke followed by Benjamin Wallace. And then Mamadou Sadio slammed in to make it 3-0 at the break. And then Amara Diouf, the man of the second half. What a star we were told he would be. They weren't lying about this next Generation Foot star in the making. Wallace leading a heartbroken Amajimbos. The South Africans fought hard, but in the end outclassed. And in the end, the stats certainly show that Senegal want to be a lot more efficient with their attempts. Only 4 on target. That's despite it being 5-0. But given that there were 2 on goals, Gennaro Johnson just with the 1 save. South Africa 2 attempts, not once forcing Serene Diouf into a save. So Diaz's men continue to go on without conceding, but most importantly, they celebrate confirming a place at the Under-17 FIFA World Cup at the end of this year. So already a huge achievement, having got to the round of 16 in 2019. Can the young Teranga Cubs go better come November, December? Otherwise, it's very much the here and now. They'll face Nigeria or Burkina Faso in the semi-finals. That will be decided tomorrow. But tonight, it's the matchup between host Algeria and Morocco. Don't miss that. Coming up live. But for now, it's Senegal in the semi-finals. And it started off with a slice of luck for Senegal. Wylan Reneke, the pressure telling, and the panic forcing in an opening goal just past the half-hour mark. And then it was 2, and incredibly, it was a second South African centre-back to net. This time the captain, Benjamin Wallace, just after he'd given away the free kick to pick up a booking, and that was swung in. And then on the edge of the area, waiting for his opportunity, Mamadou Sadio. Gennaro Johnson with absolutely no chance. His first of the tournament. And they were certainly enjoying this continued run of form in Algeria. 3-0 at the break, and it only got better. Amara Diallo founding Omar Sall, and Amara Diouf was on hand to net. Even though there was a long VAR wait for confirmation that Sal was onside. The confirmation brought the bench out to celebrate. The captain at that point with his 4th of the tournament, and a 5th would duly arrive. Ibrahim Jallo to the byline, swung it in. Not just heading in the 5th, his 5th of the tournament, and heading the young Taranga Cubs to the semi-finals and a place at the Under-17 FIFA World Cup.
TotalEnergies man of the match for the Senegalese player number 10, Amara.
See, I was pissed at you. I was mad too. Now here's what I'm gonna